Hello dear students, myself Shweta Bhoir, Assistant Professor Department of Information Technology, Changu Kana Thakur, Arts Commerce Science College, New Panvel Empowered Autonomous. So today we are going to discuss the topic about Introduction to the PGIS. So dear students, what is mean by GIS? GIS is nothing but Geographical Information System. So it is nothing but it is used to store the system data that will first of all capture the data, then it will collect the data. After collection of the data, it will store and refresh the data. That is the third point. And in the after refreshment of the data, it will display the data. So this is the basic definition of the GIS, that is the Geographical Information System. So what is the four component that we are going to discuss here in the GIS? First is the data capture and the preparation. Okay. So what is the data capture? So you have to capture the data related to the GIS, that is the Geographical Information System. This system contains the land surface, any area related to the geography, again satellite imagery. So all these under the data capture. Capture is a collection and preparation of the data. From the huge amount of the data, we are going to select the data which is related to the area. Second one is the data management. So after the capturing and collection of the data, we will organize the data in the systematic format. Okay, so that this data will be used in the future basis. That is the second one. Third is the data manipulation and the analysis. So what is the data manipulation and analysis, student? If there is any changes in the collection of the data, so that manipulation and analysis we can perform. We will check out all every data, and if there is any problem in that collected data, so we will sort out this problem and we will go for the further analysis. And then data presentation is a last stage of the GIS. That is, presentation means what? We will present the data in the graphical manner. For example, you all are using the Google Map. Okay, so Google Map is what? Google Map is a visualization of the directions, navigation. When you want to travel any destination, you will write down the source and destination. Okay, so you will get the route from the source to destination. That is a visualization. Same in like the GIS, we will represent the data in the map. Map is one of the visualization pattern that is used in the GIS. Okay, next term, that is the geographic phenomena. What is meant by geographic phenomena? Geographic phenomena is a field in which we are going to determine the value, and this value is again related to the area. Okay, so what is this value? It is related to the area. Whatever the area you are selecting for your project, for your purpose, or for your survey analysis, that area we are finding out the value. Okay, so first of all, it can be name or describe. So you have to set the name and the description for the area. Second is the can be georeference. What is mean by georeference? The data related to the geography and the data related to the spatial one. Spatial itself, it is nothing but the data related to the geo database. Okay, it is having the area, any land surface, any mountain area, any sea like area, sky area. So whenever you are living in any environment, so environmental data, that is reference or map together, that is a georeference, is nothing but the area which is related to the land surface. Okay, and it can be assigned a interval at which it was present. Okay, so we are using the interval for the geographic phenomena also. Next, what are the types of this geographic phenomena? As I described earlier, that is a geographic field. Okay, so we are using the field. The field is using for the geography. Okay, so we have to set the area for the geography from any region, from any village, any city, or any random area. Okay, after this we will set out the aerial point. Okay, so this point we will set it out, that is called as a coordinate point, and it is having the two representation, that is a 2D and the 3D. 2D means what? We will use the x and y axis, and 3D means what? We will use the x, y and z axis. Okay, so depending on the user requirement we will select the coordinate, and after selection we will set one constant point. This constant point is called as a geographic field. Okay, then second is the data types and the value. Under the data types and value, students, these are the categories mentioned over here. First is the nominal data value. So what is the data first of all? Data is nothing but what? It is a raw material. And whenever you are processing unstructurized into the structurized, that is called as what? Information. Okay, so first is a nominal. Nominal means what? We will use the name or identifier of the data, and that name or identifier we will use for our area. Second is a ordinal data value. Ordinal in it is nothing but in the order. For example, low, medium and average. So we will categorize the data in the ordinal one. Third is the interval data value. Interval means what? These are the non-zeros value. Here we are using the arithmetic computation like the addition, subtraction. Okay. Next is what? Ratio data value. Okay. So in the ratio data, we will compare the data. For example, height and weight of the person. Okay. So we will find out the ratio. What is the height of the person? What is the weight of the person? And what percentage we are going to get from this ratio. And last is a rational data value. What is the rational data value, students? It is like the interval, but here we are not using the addition and subtraction. Instead of the addition and subtraction, we will use the multiplication and division operation. Okay, so these are the data types and values that formally used in the geographic phenomena. Okay, so third terminology, that is the geographic object. Okay, so what objects we are going to use in the GIS? First of all, we will use the location. Okay, which location you are using for your aerial mapping. Okay, where it is located, from the source to the destination, what is the distance, from the satellite to the ground station, what is the kilometers distance it will be having. Second thing is a shape of the area. Okay, there are the lots of shapes are available: polygon, hexagonal, triangle, any other kind of the shape. So first you think you are going to find out which shape of the area it is. Okay, third is the size of the area. Okay, size is nothing but what? It will be calculated from the satellite pictures. Okay, satellite pictures are capturing the data, and that data we will assume it for our aerial geography. Next is the orientation. In the orientation, we will use the North Pole and the South Pole. Okay, again North Pole is having the latitude and longitude terminology. So these are the objects we are going to use in the geographic phenomena. And the last one, that is the boundaries. So what kind of the boundaries you are going to set for the area from the start point to the end point where it is measuring from. Okay, so all these contiguous in the matter. Contiguous means what? One by one you are setting the coordinate, and that coordinates we are using. Okay, thank you so much everyone for listening.